So Joey Swoll responded to me over DM, and I have some things that I want to say about it. So if you guys don't know who Joey Swoll is, he is a fitness influencer. He has over 5 million followers on Instagram alone, and his focus is on things like gym positivity. He will oftentimes respond to viral videos where people are behaving badly or rudely in the gym, and he'll kind of set them straight in a very kind and compassionate way. His big thing is one of his big things is not filming yourself in the gym, not filming other people in the gym that don't want to be filmed, that kind of thing. People can be rude in public, and he likes to, in a positive, constructive way, call them out. I follow Joey Swoll on Instagram. I don't know too much about him, but I've always enjoyed his content. I think he makes good points. But yesterday, I saw Eric July post that Joey Swoll had made some apology video over a Hulk Hogan post that he had made. And immediately I thought, that seems not right. You know, no shade to Eric July, like he would lie about it, but I just thought that can't be real, right? There must be more to the story. So I go to Joey Swoll's Instagram, and sure enough, the most recent video is this 2-minute simpering apology video over a post that he had made and since deleted of an old video of him in a Hulk Hogan costume in the gym. And while I was watching this video, I honestly was waiting for the punchline. To me, it seems like satire. It seems like straight out of Central casting of, a simpering apology to the woke mob. And I posted about it on my stories. And to my amazement, Joey Swoll saw it immediately. And he responded over DM. And I want you guys to notice the first thing he wrote to me. So his response to me was, "There's no pleasing you or people like you." And he said, "Haven't you seen all of the black athletes and people posting him as well?" And you can tell from those first two messages that in this moment, Joey Swoll thought I was a liberal, still upset at the original Hulk Hogan video. And that's fine. I don't expect Joey Swoll to know who I am or anything about me. And I can tell that he's going through a lot right now, and he had a lot of people at him. I mean, I know when I have something that goes semi-viral and it attracts a lot of people to me who aren't my followers and who are mean, I know that that can play into my mental health sometimes. Like, it's hard to keep that thick skin and keep that buffer up. So I get it. He has gone viral for this. He is now being commented on in the political world, which is not really typical of him. But you can tell from those first few messages to me that he thought I was a liberal, because he wasn't saying, "Haven't you seen all the black athletes posting their own apology videos for their own tributes to Hulk Hogan?" He was saying, "Haven't you seen all the black athletes posting their own tribute to Hulk Hogan? So maybe it's not racist," right? He said, "I apologized immediately, but that's not good enough for you." So the reason I am pointing this out is not to throw shade at Joey Swoll, but to show you exactly what my point is, exactly what all of our points are when we are against the woke mob. Don't apologize, because it's obvious that this apology wasn't good enough for them. He came at me. I mean, I came at him first, but he came at me as if I was a liberal still upset even after the apology. So it's clear the apology didn't work. And he also posted this on his X the day after he posted the apology video. Again, it's clear from this post, the apology didn't work. So that's why we say, do not apologize to the woke mob. They're out for blood. They like to see racism in anything and everything. They're currently seeing Nazism in an ad for jeans with a play on word between jeans with a G and the jeans that you wear. So don't apologize to these people because they're crazy. So honestly, the conversation between me and him wasn't great. I didn't expect him to ever respond to me in the first place. It was one of those conversations where you're both typing really fast and kind of typing at each other. I don't know if he ever totally understood by the end of the conversation, like what I was saying, who I was, what my point of view was. And the fact that I wasn't upset at the original Hulk Hogan video, which I actually didn't even see. I was upset at the apology. And he goes on to say, like, you know, he doesn't belong to anyone. He's liberal on some things, but usually more conservative. He said he leans conservative after all the craziness when Trump got elected. He said he hates bipartisan nonsense. I think he means he hates partisan nonsense, but that's fine. I get that there was a lot going on in the moment. And then he goes on to say, you know, why not reach out and try to help? Why not be empathetic? And I want to say some things on that. Like, I get where he's coming from. I get that that's his whole platform, basically. But I want to say some things on this. So, number one, it's my understanding that Joey Swoll posts response videos to viral videos of what he thinks are people behaving badly. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I just follow him on the periphery, but it's my understanding that Joey Swoll does not privately reach out to all of these people before he posts a video correcting them about their behavior in the gym. So, I mean, he's kind of calling me out for something that he himself does not do. He publicly makes response videos as opposed to privately DMing people first and saying, hey, you know, you're behaving badly in the gym. Why don't you stop that? I see his point, but had I written a DM to him, reaching out, trying to help, which I'm not really even sure what that means, he would have never gotten it. He doesn't follow me back. It would have gone into his request folder. I don't think he ever would have seen it. And I'm taking this feedback with a grain of salt. Like, I do see his perspective of, okay, your immediate response wasn't empathizing, it was to attack. And that's a fair criticism. And obviously, you and I know that the internet does reward that. It rewards the hot takes and the clicks. It doesn't reward waiting. It rewards immediate response. And it doesn't necessarily reward empathy either. So I get it. But I also want to say where we are coming from. So he ends the conversation basically by saying that he's done with social media and everyone can hate him. I don't think he's done with social media. And in fact, he posted something yesterday on X last night to the effect of maybe he just needs a break. I think that he'll be back. I think it's just a lot happening right now, and I empathize with him. I really do. Because like I said, I have a smidgen of his following, and when I go semi-viral and everyone's at me, I know how hard it can be. But I want to explain to Joey, who I know will probably never see this video, where I'm coming from, where all of us are coming from when we're upset at this apology video. So we have been negatively impacted by cancel culture. All of us. I have. The entire reason that I'm not a Democrat anymore, I'm not going to say that I was canceled because I'm nobody. Nobody knows who I am, so I can't really be canceled in that way. But the entire reason that I'm no longer a Democrat is that I had questions and concerns about the response to COVID, especially when compared to the response to BLM. And for that, I was called racist and selfish. That is literally what happened to me in a nutshell. That is why I walked away from the Democrat Party. It didn't matter that my views were aligned on LGBT or that my views were aligned basically on Black people, but I just didn't know why we could go out and protest for BLM, but we couldn't go to work over COVID. It didn't matter that my views were feminist. It didn't matter that I checked all the social liberal boxes. I had questions about the response to COVID, and so I was selfish. I wanted to end the life of somebody's grandma, and I was racist, and I needed to educate myself and do the work. These are things that people who were my liberal acquaintances said to me during the time. And Joey Swoll is someone who has more resources, more followers, more financial security than a lot of people. And I'm not saying that he hasn't earned everything he's gotten. I'm sure that he has. But we want to see people use those resources to do good and to not bend the knee to the woke mob. And that's where our disappointment is coming from with this. We want to see people who have the resources, who have the means, who we look up to. We want to see them go against the woke mob. And this is not me giving an excuse to people who maybe are less resourced to, capitulate to the woke mob. But obviously, if you're in a certain position, it's a little bit easier. You have a little more security. You're not quite as your position isn't quite as precarious as maybe someone like me or someone in an even more precarious position than me. I stood up to the woke mob. I stood up when it came to the COVID shot and when it came to masks. And just like I always say with that, if more people had stood up with the masks, with the COVID shot, it would have been easier for those of us who did stand up. If people like Joey Swoll would stand up to the woke mob and laugh off their accusations of racism, it would be easier for the rest of us. There is strength in numbers here. And I think that the morally superior thing is to stand by your convictions. Joey Swoll knows that he's not racist. Joey Swoll knows that when he posted that video of him dressed as Hulk Hogan, it wasn't like a racist dog whistle. Joey Swoll knows that. And I think it is morally superior for him to stand by that. Because if he doesn't do that, not only is he capitulating to these bad, nefarious people, but he's also helping to water down the definition of racism. He is capitulating and saying that, yeah, okay, maybe I did do something kind of racist. Maybe I do need to do the work. Maybe I do need to educate myself. Maybe this video really did hurt people in a racial manner, and I'm sorry. You're expanding the definition of racism, and racism should mean something. It should be a scary word. It should mean something when you accuse someone of racism. It shouldn't just be, oh, you posted a video of a guy I don't like, of you dressed as a guy I don't like in the gym. That's not racism. That's not racism. Racism used to mean something and it doesn't mean something anymore. And frankly, it's because of people like Joey Swoll capitulating to the woke mob. And now racism is just anything. It's become completely watered down. Racism becomes a joke. And I don't think that's helpful to people who are victims of actual racism. And it's shameful that we even have to say actual racism to separate between real racism and then just the racism of 2025. My other thing on this that was disappointing to me, he says all the horrible, horrible things that man has done, which is way more than just making a mistake and being human. Hulk Hogan isn't even cold in his grave right now. This man just passed away. And now you're denigrating him, even though the day before you were posting like a positive video of you dressed as him. I think that's pretty gross. I think that if it were my dad or my husband who passed, and now you're posting denigrating videos about him when he's not even cold in his grave, when 2 seconds ago you liked him especially, I would be really hurt by that. This man was a husband, he was a father, and you know what? He wasn't perfect, but he wasn't a monster. He was human. And whatever mistakes you think he made, they were literally part of being human. He was human. And it's funny to me that Joey Swoll is coming at me for apparently my lack of empathy and saying, hey, you must be perfect, Natalie. You must never make a mistake. And yet here he is so willing to tear down one of his heroes and dismiss him as something worse than a human making a mistake, and basically have no empathy for him whatsoever, despite the fact that he's not even cold in his grave. I think that's pretty gross and pretty disgusting to see. And I'm sorry, it tells me that you might be strong in the gym, but you're not strong outside of the gym. And that's what we're asking you to do, because that's what we thought you were. We thought it wasn't just about gym content. It wasn't just about muscles. It was about positivity. It was about truth. It was about standing by your convictions. It was about treating people well. And I don't think that posting a denigrating video of someone who just passed is really treating people well. This man had family members, and you're saying this about him. It just really rubs me the wrong way. And I don't know. People have told me in the past 24 hours that Joey Swoll, they've tried to cancel him before or whatever. But either way, whether he's ever come up against cancel culture personally or not, he should know better in 2025. Cancel culture is not something new. You should know that it comes for all of us, even those of us who aren't famous and can't really be canceled per se. The left eats their own. You should know that these people are never appeased and that they want to find racism everywhere. They want to find white supremacy everywhere. They get off on it. You should know that. And so why are you sitting here acting like it's 2017 and you think that an apology video where you say that you educated yourself is going to appease these people? It's not. And so my sympathy only extends so far here because it seems like he just fell off the turnip truck yesterday and like he didn't realize what cancel culture is or how these people are. And that's hard for me to believe with someone who is online in such a present manner, over 5 million followers on Instagram alone. So I really am disappointed to see this. I hope that he takes it as a learning experience and not like educate yourself and do better and make an apology video to me or to all of us. But I mean, take it as a learning experience that you should stand by your convictions. You know in your heart whether you're a racist person. You know in your heart whether you do something to be racist. And you should stand by the truth, which is that you're not racist and that not everything is racist and that Hulk Hogan is just a human being. And maybe he did some stuff that wasn't perfect, just like anyone else, which is what Joey was pointing out in the DMs to me. And you shouldn't capitulate to the woke mob. You shouldn't apologize for something that you didn't do. And just like there's something to be said for going to the gym and getting stronger and healthier, which is obviously part of Joey's platform, there's something to be said for being emotionally stronger, for being mentally stronger, for having the capacity to see a video of someone dressed as Hulk Hogan and not call that person racist or white supremacist and not get all bent out of shape. There's something to be said for that. That is emotional and mental strength. And I would say that that's just as important, if not more important, than physical strength and going to the gym and working out your muscles. So I hope that Joey Swoll does take this as a learning experience to understand that you cannot give an inch to these people because they're not going to accept it. It's not going to appease them. And I hope that he does return to social media because he does more good than bad. And those of us who are his fans, who are upset about the apology video, we're the ones that recognize he does more good than bad. The people who were upset at the Hulk Hogan video, they're the ones who don't recognize that he does more good than bad. They're the ones who are ready to dismiss you as a white supremacist and a racist the minute that you step even a smidgen out of their perfect little line. So go towards where you are valued, where people actually see you as a human and not as a white supremacist and a racist and see you for who you are and the good that you do. And I hope that Joey Swoll comes back from this stronger. But I just wanted to give my response to everything that happened because I see where he's coming from, but I also think it's so important to stand by the truth. And the truth is, you're not a racist. The truth is, you didn't post that video to be racist. And the truth is that sometimes people have to just be stronger. Sometimes people have to realize, okay, people like Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was a hero to a lot of people. And sure, he wasn't perfect. I don't like him, but people like him, and that's okay. And I'm not going to tear down someone just because he posted an old video of him dressed as Hulk Hogan. So why don't you facilitate people being stronger in that way? And why don't you not capitulate to people telling you you are racist when you know in your heart that you're not, and your true fans know that you're not. So that's just what I wanted to say. Thanks so much for watching.